Noobs in Fortnite always panic in 1v1s, resulting in their demise, sometimes accidental suicides. In the adrenaline-fueled world of Fortnite, few moments test a player's composure like a high-stakes 1 versus 1. For seasoned players, it's a tactical exchange, one of building, baiting, and well-timed shots. But for noobs or newcomers to the game, these encounters often descend into pure chaos. Their movements become erratic, their building turns into a panic-driven mess, and more often than not, they self-sabotage. It's a rite of passage that many remember with a mix of embarrassment and nostalgia. The core issue lies in the overwhelming stress that a 1v1 imposes on a new player. Unlike team fights, where responsibility is spread across multiple players, a 1v1 isolates the noob in a pressure cooker. With the enemy bearing down and health draining rapidly, their fight-or-flight instincts override reason. Instead of relying on fundamentals like positioning or conserving materials, they spam build or switch between weapons with no plan. Often, this results in misclicks, launching a rocket at their own feet or falling to their death while trying to execute a high-ground retake they barely understand. Another frequent occurrence is the overbuilding phenomenon. In panic, noobs often attempt to imitate pro-level crank battles, but lack the mechanical skill to pull it off. They place ramps on top of walls, build upwards endlessly, and forget to support their structures. Eventually, the entire scaffold collapses and they fall to their death, essentially eliminated by their own construction. It's a tragic comedy, where ambition outpaces ability, and gravity claims yet another victim. Moreover, noobs often misjudge the range and timing of their weapons. Shotgun battles at close quarters demand quick reflexes and precision. In their panic, many new players will fire prematurely or miss completely. Some even forget to reload or switch to a pickaxe in desperation. These errors turn a winnable duel into a swift defeat, further cementing the fear of 1v1s in their mind and perpetuating the cycle of panic. Adding to the chaos is the tendency for noobs to forget the storm entirely. In the heat of a final duel, they tunnel vision on the enemy and ignore the shrinking play area. This often results in them getting caught in the storm while fighting or building in the wrong direction, leading to an anticlimactic elimination. It's not uncommon to witness a noob finally get the upper hand in a 1v1, only to be downed by storm damage they didn't account for. Sometimes even causing both players to die, with the more experienced one surviving by a second. Voice chat and streaming culture further exacerbate the problem. Many noobs play under the gaze of friends or an online audience, amplifying the pressure of a 1v1. The fear of embarrassment makes their hands shaky, their decisions rash. The desire to impress often leads to flashy but ill-advised plays, like attempting trick shots, impulse grenade stunts, or skybase finales, that predictably backfire. These unforced errors contribute to a disproportionate number of accidental suicides, as self-inflicted damage becomes an all-too-common cause of death. To make matters worse, the fast-paced evolution of Fortnite's meta doesn't allow much breathing room for new players to adapt. What worked a week ago might now be obsolete, leaving noobs perpetually a step behind. In 1v1s, this manifests as outdated strategies, like turtling ineffectively or using once dominant weapons now nerfed into irrelevance. Experienced players exploit these habits ruthlessly, turning the panic of a noob into a strategic opening. The matchmaking system itself plays a role. While skill-based matchmaking aims to pit players of similar ability against each other, it's not foolproof. Noobs can find themselves facing smurfs or simply more seasoned players who exploit minor missteps. In a 1v1, even a half-second hesitation can mean the difference between victory and instant defeat. With little muscle memory or situational awareness, noobs struggle to respond coherently, their panic compounding with each hit taken. Fortnite's high skill ceiling also means that mechanical skill alone can't save a noob. Spatial awareness, resource management, and split-second decision-making are all crucial in a 1v1 scenario. Noobs who panic tend to build erratically, waste materials, and leave themselves vulnerable to edits or box traps. Their inability to anticipate enemy plays makes them easy prey, and their demise, while often spectacular, is rarely surprising to the experienced observer. On occasion, a noob will attempt a Hail Mary play to break the cycle of panic. These might involve desperate rift-to-go escapes, kamikaze quad-crasher dives, or flinging themselves off cliffs with balloons in hopes of disorienting the enemy. Though amusing, these tactics seldom succeed and more often end with the noob stuck in a tree, floating helplessly, or plummeting to their death. It underscores the core truth: panic leads to impulsive choices, and Fortnite punishes those who act without plan or poise. Still, it's important to note that this stage is not without value. Each panicked 1v1, each misstep is a learning moment. The accidental suicides, though frustrating, burn lessons into a player's memory. Over time, the panic subsides. The noob begins to think before they build, aim before they shoot, and survive more duels than they lose. But until then, the cycle repeats, with each 1v1 becoming a battlefield not just of bullets and builds, but of nerves. In conclusion, noobs in Fortnite panic in 1v1s because they are thrust into high-pressure situations without the experience or muscle memory to respond effectively. Their chaotic reactions, misbuilding, poor aim, forgetfulness, and desperation, often lead to their own demise, sometimes in spectacularly avoidable ways. These encounters are part of the growth curve for every player, and while frustrating in the moment, they serve as the foundation for the skills and composure needed to eventually thrive in the high-stakes showdowns that define Fortnite's competitive soul.